get it completely. And we've heard, like Tay and Lex, who do the Easy Vegan, they mention, like when a restaurant, even like Uchi, when they go out of their way and prepare like a vegan, like they said,
thoughtful.
It's thoughtful. It's
correct.
And it just catches me off guard because as someone who doesn't necessarily live either of these lifestyles, you just see everyone plays the hits of just the tofu or whatever.
Right.
So doing the thoughtful things, it does go the extra mile, and it makes repeat, I guess, business.
I mean, that's what hospitality is, right? Like, I think that's
great for the Colorado industry. You can find a lot. He's very careful with his dishes and methodical with his planning. That probably translates really well with the households.
Yeah.
So one of my questions though is, after all your like experience in restaurants and stuff, what made you finalize on this idea of street food? Like, what, you've worked in fine dining, you've worked in like more casual restaurants, you've pretty much ran the gauntlet of everything. But what made you want to do this type of food?
Yeah, I mean, I think throughout the beginning of my career, I never really wanted to own a restaurant, and then had a chance to be a partner in Connecticut with Graham, and that didn't go so well and closed pretty quickly, and kind of, thought that was a bad idea. And then the Street Feud concept came to me, where it was a place that we could use traditional ingredients, traditional techniques in a fast casual way, and on a worldly cuisine, and experience a bunch of different flavors and a bunch of different techniques and stuff that's brighter and fresher and spicier are things that I can enjoy eating every day, right? Because that's what it comes down to. It's like, can I enjoy eating this food every day?
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm not going to fucking do it.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the menu. I think everyone knows that you got the cheesy gorgie, the crunch, but everyone remembers from, I guess, some of your stints at Avanti and Number 38, the crispy mushroom taco and things of that nature. What else have you brought to the menu at the new location here on East Colfax?
Well, we got a paratha bread section right now, which is great. I really love that texture of that unleavened bread.
That's those wraps?
Yeah, exactly. So
the one I had was super loaded.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember which.
I think I gave you the pork.
Maybe. I can't remember. I just called it the loaded wrap.
Yeah, maybe a lamb. I don't know. Yeah.
But you have a variety of different, like what you can get. And you just tuck that thing over. I would eat that bread if you threw it to me like a dog in a frisbee. It doesn't have to have anything on it. Like, I understand there's tons of shit on it. You just give that to me naked, and I would just eat that stuff.
Yeah, the base. Yeah, the base. It's like a scallion pancake without the scallion. It's great. It's
that's what it reminded me of.
It's a wonderful tasting vessel to start to hold everything, right? So that's new. And we have the crispy pork belly there, our chicken tinga, the braised lamb, and our falafel, which I think our falafel is as good as anybody else's falafel.
I'm a huge lover of falafel.
Perfect. I'd love for you to judge our falafel.
So I'm gonna need to come in here and check this out, because I've got one spot in town where I go, but I'll definitely try it.
I appreciate that.
I swing over there to Jerusalem's.
Yeah, that's a great falafel.
Yeah. I mean, that's just like an old staple. It's been around for a long time.
Yeah. They also deliver no matter where you are in Denver for like $6.
Yeah, I don't do delivery.
I think that's great.
But yeah, Jerusalem delivers like a champion. Okay, so let's.
And then
Where did you come up with these recipes? Like, it's Street Feud. Did we go to like fucking Peru or somewhere, and you're like, oh my god, I need this on my like, this is where this comes from, or like your visits to Asia? Like, where did these specific, I guess, recipes come from? Stonerisms? Because it is. It's munchy food.
A lot of it is munchy food, yeah. And I think really food boils down to two things, and that's techniques and ingredients. Right, and the more techniques you know, the more ingredients you know, the more things you can create and combinations you can come up with, and you don't set limitations upon yourself.
That's a good way to explain it.
So I grew up in Santa Cruz, California, first generation American. My mom was born in Indonesia, cooked a lot of Indonesian food growing up. In Santa Cruz is a massive migrant field worker community, from Watsonville to Salinas. And so there is just amazing Mexican food there everywhere. Maybe better than Mexico because of all the other ingredients that are be able to say. Well, just to be able to, it's the ingredients in the Central Coast of California are like they're the best in the world. Like I only realize this now that I've cooked.
Dude, fucking refrigerator full of just
everywhere, bro. Like Castroville was 20 miles south of us, right? Okay, cool. Artichoke capital of the world, right? Marilyn Monroe was Miss Castroville one year, which is like their claim to fame. But literally year round, there's artichoke fields for miles, right? And then Gilroy's 25 miles, and that's the garlic capital of the world. Driscoll berries that you see in shopping centers across America.
Asparagus.
I went to high school with their daughter, right? Like this yeah. So like. Dungeness crab was in season twice a year, right? And it was like $2 a pound when it was in season when I was
This
a
is why
kid.
California needs to be broken up because, like, you can't have everything.
Like the salmon would run.
They're like, well, we'll tax you 70%, so you can live in like the farmers market capital of people.
I mean, right? Like it was funny.
Like I'm okay paying 60% taxes because I make $700 million. I see how it's hard. But damn, I didn't know that they were all just sitting there in a gold mine.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It was funny, like leaving California and like people talking about like going to this farmers market. And you're like, wait, like they're just not every fucking day on every corner. Like what do you mean?
Newsflash.
Going to the farmers market? What are you talking about?
Newsflash, here or Connecticut, it's not 70 degrees year round.
Exactly. So, right. Exactly. I mean, that happens.
Farmers market in Jackson, Mississippi.
I mean, it was literally like
The
year
orange
round in the parking lot, like
Yeah.
Wednesdays and Saturdays.
See,
you
that's
know what I'm saying? Like that's what, like California, that's what it was,
Right? And that's
And
what I
s-
wish Colorado had.
And then every little town in the Santa Cruz County had their farmers market days. So literally, there was a parking lot with at least 20 vendors selling seafood and vegetables.
To get out there for like a week of work, Chris.
Dude, I just want to blow somebody here that runs the farmers markets, and let's quit selling all these jellies and jams and things, and let's fucking like sell actual produce and meat and stuff. Like, I don't get it.
Oh, it's crazy, isn't it?
So do you you want to see more like fresh meats? Like you want to see Brunson
So-
out there with like meat on ice? You want to see
So-
fucking Fritzy bringing Tammins outside? Because I feel like the food court, which is, it was an incubator for small businesses such as Merlin's, but I feel like that has kind of been the substitute. It's like it's like playing in a dome for sports for farmers market, like DCM.
Yeah, no,
has
but-
a little bit of everything. You can't get
Yeah, no, but
Advil, but you can get like fresh bread and seafood.
But I think what Merlin's trying to say about California though is like you could like instead of having to go to a grocery store, you could go to a farmer's market and
That is
get
correct.
everything, get your protein, get everything. Here you really can't do that.
But it is not the natural weather, right? Like
Yeah.
that is the reality.
Yeah.
But even if you have like an organic market, like DCM has a lot of those things that you check off your list.
That's true.
Like those, maybe not every food hall, but like we have some of those indoor kind of like
Yeah.
multi markets. But you're right. I mean, if we could have because we have this incubator of especially during COVID, we saw what Street Feud kind of came out even bigger and stronger on the other side, and Ginger Pig. But you have a lot of these people that came about during this, like bread friends, like our friends over at Funky Flame. If we could bring everybody together and have like bread, produce, local meats, samosas from Dave, ice cream from David, things like that. That would be nice.
Well, I think we have some of those philosophies at Street Feud, right? So
You've done that for the world. You've brought in.
I mean, so like,
Foul buns and tacos.
right? But I'm not gonna try to make my tortillas, and I'm not gonna try to make my baos, and I'm not gonna try to make my kimchi, right? And I'm not gonna try to make noodles, and I'm not gonna try to make this paratha bread. I'm gonna buy the best product that people can make, right? And they're passionate about it, and make those things, and then concentrate on the finer details of the sauce work and the cook braising techniques and stuff like that on the meats and the slow, low, and really taking the time to do those things properly and focusing on those. So it's, my ego's not big enough that I need to make everything and be in control and in-house, right? I understand that.
Can we talk about the house now?
Sure.
Okay, so you've opened this location on East Colfax in the former Hank's Barbecue. It's about half a mile past Marzik's on Colfax. I don't know the exact cross streets.
5410 East Colfax at Grape and Colfax.
Okay, so let me just...
It's on the right-hand side if you're headed towards Aurora past Colorado Blvd. You won't miss it. There's a big sign that says Street Feud and graffiti. You'll see it.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the inside. If you were born between 1980 and 1995, this place is just memorabilia heaven. You've created just this fun little environment over here. Like, we're hanging out on the patio, but this music's bopping inside for the customers. Like, it's a vibe. Like, where did this come from? Where did the idea come from to throw Magic Johnson on the fucking ceiling?
That's Big Country and Patrick Ewing on the ceiling. And Bo Jackson.
And Bo Jackson.
Yeah, and Bo Jackson's up there.
For the record, I'm not saying that I just mistook whoever it was.
It was Magic. I love Magic, that's why.
I'm not looking at it.
So we were at number 38, which was a little indoor music venue in Rhino for a year. Last day there was October 3rd, and we signed the lease at this spot on October 6th. So we had about 10 people that wanted to stay with us. And so they all came over, and that just gave us a bunch of general labor and then, a bunch of kids with ideas. And so we kind of started. We had a base idea of some things that we wanted to do. And the ghetto blaster wall, of course, was one of them. Some of the oversized paintings hanging on the walls were a couple of them. And then I started bringing some stuff from my garage. I enjoy thrifting and picking, and my dad was an antique dealer, so I grew up going to God sales and stuff like that. My mom always loves finding a really great deal, so it's something that's in my my blood. So I had a bunch of stuff, and I always picked old action figures and stuff like that for my kids to play with, because they were all the cool toys that I had when I was a kid. And so it was always fun to find those and give that. And so started pulling some stuff out, and one thing led to another. It was, chaos and looked like somebody had died in here, and questioning my sanity. But then there were these moments of incredible creativity and collaboration and just stuff that just was blowing my mind as far as where we were going and the vision that was being created and what we got to. And then once the last thing got put up and we all sat back and looked at it, we're like, holy shit, this place is fucking dope. So, I think with the music, it's not like anything in here, anything I've seen, as far as just the ultimate vibe of how it goes and how it feels in here, and the food being street food based, I think feels pretty natural in this environment, which is a good thing. Working in the Michelin star world, as soon as they step onto your property, they're in your hands, and you want to think about every single move they might make and what they're going to do and how you're going to react and where you're going to have it and everything, right? And so there was that thought put in kind of every step in this restaurant. And so if you walk around and look and see tables are all in the exact same angle, it's in wood grains going the same direction, all those kind of little nuances that you would see and feel in a purposeful high-end dining experience, has that same feng shui flow in our table layout, if you will.
I mean, I think it's a fun layout. Like, you can talk about feng shui all you fucking want. I don't give a shit. But it kind of reminds me, and this is going to relate to the 90s kids and everybody, but, like, do you remember in Ninja Turtles where it's the guys that were, like, skateboarding?